Well, I was in France working on this farm, and the farm was a couple of miles off the main road. Where it hit the main road, that was about 5 miles out of the nearest village. And there was a bus once a week that connected with another bus that eventually got you to Nîmes. So it was quite a way out. And they were lovely people, the farmer and all that. And part of my wages was wine. So I used to get paid, well, I used to have a little barrel by the side of my bed, to tell you the truth, which was quite handy. It weren't very nice with the cocoa in the mornings. Anyway, I used to work sort of more or less whatever hours there was going, and take the time off when I fancied it, because there wasn't really anywhere to go living that far away. But in the village nearby there were two pubs, and occasionally I used to take the proper weekend off and just go into the village. Well, one of the pubs used to make his own brand of pastis, and like the mayor got the best bottle, and two policemen got the next best bottle, and then as it went down the list, and me being a kind of newcomer and a foreigner, I used to get about the worst quality pastis there was. And you'd just go in the pub and you'd get the bottle with your name on down, and you'd take it to your table and just share it around with whoever you were drinking with. Well, it worked out quite good in the end, because mine was so horrible everybody used to give me theirs, so I only had to buy one bottle a week, and I didn't go in very often anyway. Anyway, one night in the other pub they had a bingo evening raising money for the heroes of Algeria. Well, with only two pubs in the village, you tend to go and have a look at the other one in case you're missing something, don't you? So I went up to this other pub, saw the bingo was going on, and the bloke says, "Oh, do you want to join in?" So I said, "Oh, no thanks." And he said, "Well, put something in the hat for the heroes fighting in Algeria." So I said, "Well, no thanks, really, it's not really my scene." So anyway, there was a bit row about that, and I got thrown out because I didn't contribute to the heroes in Algeria. So I thought, well, that's a bit strong, getting barred from half the pubs in the village. Anyway, I went back down to the other one, went back, got me a bottle of pastis off the thing, and like news soon got about, because there weren't all that many piss artists in the village anyway, and they had to bounce about between the two pubs, so the news spread pretty quick. And they were all consoling me and everything in there. So they keep filling me up with all their pastis and everything, and this stuff was absolutely superb. It really stimulated you mentally, and you never got confused. I mean, I get confused sober, but I mean, this stuff really got you going. You were absolutely clear. It's something to do with this French logic and whatnot. I think it's got something to do with pastis. Anyway, had a really good evening. I mean, I was talking with these Spaniards in there and these Algerians in there. I mean, I had a lovely evening. There was a big, long political discussion, and they finally decided in the end I got my rights not to pay for the heroes in Algeria, especially as I was an Englishman. So this all went on, but I used to cycle in on the farmer's missus bike. Well, time come, I thought, well, I better be off home, because I knew we got some work the next day, and I was expected back. So I bade farewell to everybody and started cycling back to the farm. Well, that was okay, but I was still quite clear in the head, and I was mulling over all the philosophical details of the evening, but my legs just went like ribbons. And this bike had got one of these back pedal brakes, and I just fell off the bike in the middle of the road, and I couldn't move my legs. So I thought, well, like, I'll get home sometime, I dare say, and there's not a lot of traffic about. So I just sort of laid there for a bit, and it was wonderful, that sky in the south of France. You get all these stars, and it's great. I mean, I'd love to get back there and do some painting and stuff, and cut my ear off or whatever. But anyway, it's laying there, and I heard this noise of a car engine coming, so I thought, well, perhaps I'd better move. So sort of clawed myself to the edge of the road and dragged the bike after me and got that out of the way. And this car came up and saw me in the headlights. So a bloke got out and he said, "Oh, hello, you're that silly sod of an Englishman I've seen in the village, aren't you?" So I said, "Yeah, that's right, it's me." So he said, "What happened?" So I said, "Oh, my leg's gone, But I said, "I'm all right, really, it's just my legs, And he said, "Well, don't worry, I'll give you a lift." So I said, "Oh, fine." So he sort of pours me into the car, we whiz off, and I suddenly realised instead of taking me back to the farm, he's took me back to the village. So he pours me out, dumps me on the seat outside the pub, and they're all coming out and saying, "Oh, and another thing," and there are more bottles of Pernod. So that was me for the night, and I was late for work the next day. But I mean, you know, they're lovely people, aren't they? They're so kind of logical.